Welcome to Planting Joy Garden. Today, we're planting onions. So I'll be adding them to the raised bed there, and I'll also be adding some to cell trays until I can figure out where to plant them. So to start, I have divided my bed into square foot sections, just drawing a little line in the soil. By indicating the square foot, it helps me to distribute the fertilizer. Now, this bed has been amended with compost, topsoil, worm castings. Now I'm going to add additional fertilizer. For fertilizer, I will be using an all-purpose fertilizer. Notice the numbers are 545, but I will also be adding bone meal with a number of 4120. With onions, initially, you have to feed them to get those bulbs to grow. So you need your phosphorus, the P, to be twice the amount of nitrogen you're going to have in your bag. Now, in the perfect world, I would have a 0 12 0, but I don't have that available, so I will be combining my all purpose with my bone meal. I also like to add worm castings because worm castings add beneficial bacteria and fungi to the growing environment. Worm castings to each, I meant to put a whole scoop to each square because this is going to be heavy feeding. Now I'm going to add a scoop of fertilizer. And the reason I decided to divide into squares because there is a recommended amount of fertilizer per acre. Well, I don't have an acre, but you can easily convert acres to square feet and figure out how much you should apply. Now, you don't have to be that scientific, but I'm adding a scoop to each square. And then I'm going to mix it in. You go heavy for your onions on the bone meal when you establish them because they have to establish good roots so that they can be healthy bulbs. I do recommend doing soil testing. I grew potatoes last year, so I know I need to add bone meal. Okay, now we're just going to blend in each square foot. And it doesn't have to be deep because the onions will mine for what they want. And as it rains, your fertilizer will be pushed through the soil. So I'll bring you back when I'm ready to plant. So now that I have everything all mixed in, I have reestablished my squares for square foot planting. I'm going to plant 4 per square foot. Now the recommendation is to do 6 inches apart if you want big bulbs. I don't care about big bulbs. I'm growing in small spaces. 4 per square foot will be wonderful for me. That would be some nice sizable bulb. A 4 per square foot will provide plenty of nutrition for my onions. And as you can see, I do have the little grid lines, and that's more for demonstration purposes. I don't care about straight lines in a garden. So let's get started planting the onions. We're going to start with some Long Day. These are the red, and these are Walla Walla. So when I'm planting them, here, I'm only planting about that deep. Now the red are the longest storing. They store up to 9 months. The yellow usually store for about 4 to 6 months in my experience. And Walla Wallas are not great storage onions. They're more sweet onions and they store about 2 months. So I'm selecting the ones that have the largest roots. And they seem dry, but they will rehydrate quickly once I start them on a regular water schedule. So for the first week, I really have to kind of baby them, give them, I'll probably put them under agricultural cloth to protect them from extreme sun, to maintain a little moisture, to keep birds out. And here is a close-up of what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. As you can see, you can actually see the color of the onion bulbs. You can see that this one is a yellow onion here, and you can see that these are red onions because I've only buried them about an inch, no deeper. If you bury them all the way to the point where there's only the greens, they will never bulb up. So we're just trying to get the roots into the soil, and that's about it. And so we have this bed planted with onions. We just need to water it in. Now let's go on to the cell trays where I'll be planting. Okay, the same thing with the cell trays. I have made my bone meal, my worm castings, and my fertilizer has been added here. I'm going to fill my cell trays. I'm using nice sizable cell trays with root trainers and a little bit of depth. That way I can move my onion starts from here into another home. When I purchased my onions from Dixondale, I ordered a bunch, one bunch, which is supposed to have roughly 48, but I ended up with 100 in my bunch, and I'm very thankful for it. And I think it's smart planning because when you consider shipping and that our weather has been so unpredictable, I am truly thankful to Dixondale for sending more than I requested at no extra charge. So thank you so much, Dixondale. I am not sponsored. I just think that is a great way and an honorable way to do business. So let's get started on filling these cell trays. Okay, and now we're going to get those filled. Now that these are planted, let's go put it in a place where they can get water. This was the spot I had planned to plant carrots, but I'm going to make it the spot for the onions for now because I have drip here and I can allow the drip to water this tray. Okay, let's get some water going. And so I have my onions watered and I have pretty good coverage. And with this kind of watering, I'm watering near the base, but I'm not actually watering the stems of the onions. So if anything was helpful, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and have an amazing day. Onions planted.